Hello, welcome back. Last time I did some secrets, then came over to this room and was super baffled by it. Because I assumed Beethro would have to start in here because I didn't look closely enough at this mechanism. So I know what's going on here. I realized it like a few seconds after I stopped recording. So anyway, Beethro definitely enters from this entrance. Interacts with trapdoors in some way that causes Half to step here. Then I gotta stop Half on that spot so he stands there while the adder... No, I'm gonna have to toggle that a bunch of times. Okay, maybe I don't understand this as well as I thought. Okay, and also this is a trapdoor carving puzzle, so let's just start with finding a way to convince Half to step on this once. This adder's gonna lock itself up a lot of times. And have to be rescued every time somehow. So I need him to go back and forth. Okay, this might be tricky. I don't have enough trapdoors to like carve enough unique paths for him to... Okay, well let's just start with kind of what I'm thinking here. Something like if I would do... Let's see, how will this... Okay, this is actually a real simple way to try this out. So I'm going to ask Half to come with me. I'm going to walk across here, and he should come through there, right? Yes, with the ortho squares, he definitely steps on that. He came to me. Now what? See, yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, I can do that once. If I cut off his path... Well, okay, so I can do this to cause him to come back across that. So that gets me one more. But now I'm out of toggles, so I need a good repeatable way to do that. Let's look at some theory here. I mean, the theory is, what I'm using can only prevent Half... Like, okay, so one entry, one attempted exit, drop all three of these to make his attempt at exiting fail. At which point the adder would be here. Drop all three of these to make this attempt at exiting fail. So that's another on-off. All three of these, another on-off, and then there are way too many to get through all that. So again, I think I need an infinitely repeatable pattern here for Half to step on and off this plate so the adder can go through here enough times. But how will that happen? As I've seen, Beethro cannot go in there himself because of seep. Okay, so infinite repetition... Each time I would have to ask Half to follow me, then step across a trapdoor that would cut off my path, so he would take a long way around that would go through this. But if I'm cutting off my path completely, then long way would have to... Okay, so I would have to have, at the very least, like, say, this diagonal, for example. Like, if Beethro were standing in this region somewhere, then this entire region would have to be unreachable from this entire region. And if I've cut that off, then I can't really reopen it for going back across again. If you get what I'm saying here. So, I mean, this seems incredibly demanding. Either, yes it is, it's just like this room, and you just have to work out some way to do it, or I'm still missing something about the execution here. Because, yeah, parking health doesn't help, because the adder closes its own doors. Still kind of weird to me that this mechanism exists. It feels as though this would work just as well if this and this were all water. Like, having these bridges here gives the opportunity for me to be confused about whether I can enter here and get the room done. I took that opportunity. There's nothing health can do for me to make this passage safer. Only the adder can, and only by the time it's already done with its job. So I don't care about killing the seep. It's just not even a thing. It's just when the room ends, then the seep will go away. Alright, so what actions can I take to make it clearer what I need to do here? So to make a path through here be more desirable than... See, repeating this action this many times on trapdoors means my playfield's going to be constantly changing, which is making this just look like such a nightmare that I'm just kind of freezing up even thinking about how to begin approaching it. You know that feeling. DROD gives it to me a lot in 8-brain holds like this one. Like, I just want to walk out of this room at this point instead of attempt to do this task, because this task just seems gargantuan. But usually when I have that feeling, it means I'm approaching the task wrong. So I don't know an action I can take to discover what I need to do here is the problem. Like, it feels like I want something like, for example, if I had 2 paths open to me, and I could ask Half to come with me, somehow send him off along this path and have him make like a U-shaped loop in there, then he'll come there, then I can somehow ask him to make another loop through there, and send him the opposite way, then do that as many times as I want without dropping any additional trapdoors. But that's not how health works as far as I know. If I could ask him to open a door, I might have something going. Remind me why this... No, I don't need to be reminded. Why this was absolutely impossible if Beethra is in this passage is because he can't exit no matter what you do. So, like, this proves that Beethra must be in this part of the room. I just don't know what I can do here that's useful. Wait, an image came to me. It does involve dropping a lot of trapdoors, but, oh boy, I'm trying to picture, so the image looked something like... something like that, but not exactly that. Okay, so if I have a big diagonal thingy with like one path into it up top. Half is here, I bump him, I drop this trapdoor, and nothing good really comes of it. So here are actions I should take. Figure out all the ways to get Half to walk through here. What's the minimum amount of trapdoors I can drop that will cause this plate to be stepped on by health? I mean, I first have to get to health. Not necessarily first. I have to get to health. I have a hunch that I'm gonna want to split like this. An entry and a core. Well, I mean, this is not good, because if he wants to get from... No, I think my hunch is wrong.
Come on. Okay.
Where do I even start? Seriously, where do I even start? I mean, I started with a thing, sure. I'll do it again. Okay. Great. I did that once. Now what? Now hang on. So what I've done there has in fact caused health to step on that without my having disrupted any trapdoor next to any ore mites. But I have disconnected this region from this region. I can't undo that. I only have a couple of more connections I can sever, and I have way more than a couple of more doors I need to open. There's no now I can't get there for Bithro. I mean, there is, but he just stops in place forever. Okay, so let's at least demonstrate what happens when he stops in place forever on this plate. Adder sits there forever. It does no good. Bithro's sword, as far as health is concerned, is part of his body, and is a thing that he still wants to come towards, so I can't, like, make myself a little space here where I can put my sword there and get health to stop coming to me. Because he wants to touch my sword as much as he wants to touch my body. Okay.
Okay.
So was that indeed the minimum number of trapdoors to drop to get him to step on that? Seems about like it to me. But I just don't have a follow-up action I can take, right? I mean, okay, fine. Let's do this again. Doing that again means cutting off more connections. However, I am seeing a pattern here that might be useful.
Stay put. Yeah, sure.
You stay.
Come on. Okay.
So by severing that connection, I send him across again. There we go. For one more toggle. And now he's all the way over here. Okay, so I'm starting to think that the actual solution to this is going to involve progressively longer routes out from one exit of this. Instead of severing connections completely... Okay, so here's a concept. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to room editor this for sure, right? Because, so I'm imagining... two routes. Like, say, one is of length 20 and one is of length 19, for example. I tap him, I cut down the 20 path to 18. So then his best route to me is to go through the 18 path. But, no, what would this even look like? Anyway, so I progressively shortened the longest path to be a little shorter than the second longest path. Then he goes to the most desirable one, which toggles between two, each of which sends him through the middle, something like that. However, in order to get any distance from him... Oh, but that's the thing, isn't it? The toggling between the paths would have to happen when he's a long distance from me. Okay, so Half would be far out. I'd be dropping trapdoors such that his path gets... Okay, so let's paint some pictures. Just to try and imagine some stuff. What is this picture that I'm painting? This is nothing. I mean, I should just go and paint pictures in the editor, really. Okay, so if that's the inner route... Let's paint a different picture. No, what am I doing? I don't know. That's the problem. So outer route and I don't know. How do you even think of connectivity with a thing like this? This is nothing. I'm experiencing significant distress here, if you couldn't tell. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so here's this. You know what, that's good enough. Here, have some water. There's water. Pretend these are trapdoors. I'm gonna draw pits around here. Okay, so this is asking me to conceptualize the idea of, like, space in a way that I can't think in that order. Like, invent some amazing machine that will do a thing that I only barely understand, like, what the goal even is. So 2 paths. 2 paths of different length. No, okay, here we go. Alright, so again, this is helping me conceptualize. Alright, so 2 paths of different length might actually mean, you know, like, okay, so I'm trying to think of, like, path 1, path 2. This doesn't make sense because those are different paths. Or does it? So if the end point of those were the same thing... Where's Bethro standing in all of this? And, like, I only have 4 tiles out from here to invent my just most amazing trapdoor mechanism that's ever been invented. Well, it hasn't been invented yet. But how do I even, like, affect the... Oh, okay, hold. Something came to me. So a completely different shape. What if there's, like... Okay, so let's just ignore... Bethro, You're distracting me. Please go away. Stand in the corner. No, go away. I don't care. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go there. So completely... Okay, here we go. So let's just unroll this a bit. Right, so here's a bunch of... That's a wall. I want a pit. Here's a bunch of pits. Here's a bunch of pit. So here are some trap doors. Here are some trap doors. So all these little bridges. Okay, so those all lead to the same place. So let's say B-throw, we're standing there. Okay, B-throw, come back. I mean, he can't control the trapdoors from there, but let's imagine that I have a button. Alright, so I've had health enter here. I've asked him to come to me. He's somehow ended up in this situation. He's standing on the pressure plate here. What kind is it? This kind? Probably this kind. So he's standing... Oh, and let's also say that I did... that, just to make thinking about this easier. Okay, so from here, B-throw has some kind of remote control device where he can, when Half is standing here, he causes this trapdoor to be dropped. So if Half from here sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are in fact staggered. Okay, so it's the other way around. So health, yeah, this is the most appealing path from the trapdoor. So he's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I drop this trapdoor, so then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're equal. So I would need to stagger them a bit. Doing something like... oops. Like that? Because at these distances he gets 2 closer each time. Why did I do this way? Ah! Okay, we're getting there. No, I think I need to be even more extreme than this. Because with 1 there, how far out do I have to go? So 2 steps? I think what's gonna end up happening if I want a layout like this to work would be that spacing. I may be just off in the weeds doing something completely useless here, but I mean, I don't know, it's helping me conceptualize, I guess. It does seem as though this puzzle is asking me to do this task. I might be wrong, but that's how it seems. B-throw, your sword is distracting me. I want to count distances and not think about your sword. Just do this. There you go. Sure. Entrance 1. Whatever. So B-throw has a remote control from here. Health is...
Oh, hey, there you are.
No, Health's not there. He's...
I'm back.
So he's here. So obviously, you can just look and see that this is the shortest path. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If that were to drop... he would then see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so with 13 and 11, if I moved both of these in 1... Well, wouldn't they both just subtract by 1? Okay, well anyway, so he prefers that way, but I need him to walk all the way up here.
Yeah, Unc.
Then I press my remote control and cause this to be dropped. So then health sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is more appealing. So let's go through this exercise again with a different trapdoor spacing. Also, I should think about this idea of, well, I should rearrange this to not involve some magic remote control device for dropping trapdoors. Beethro has to actually step on them and walk to where he is. In the process, he'll be dropping more trapdoors. Okay, so to conceptualize that part of this, let's say I had some sort of like zipper here. Well, it's not like I can drop trapdoors like this to create such a zipper. It's also not like I have that much space because I just have like blocks of that shape. So there are already a lot of problems here. But these would all lead to paths. Beethro steps here, and this becomes the next best path. He steps here, this becomes the next best path. And you know what? That actually... Now that pattern kind of looks good. Okay, so let's build a whole room out of this.
Clear.
You go over there somewhere. All those pits and trapdoors go away. So if I had a huge field of trapdoors, then something like that would work okay, I think. So I could just have, yeah, here, lots of pits. Well, yeah, wouldn't this require a... No, hang on. So if you just have, like, the minimum number, I'll have this one go out just a little bit, so that the zipper can be shaped like this. But see, this only works if I can go orthogonally along a path like this, right? And also that doesn't create enough distance, does it? I really don't think so. Okay, so if we have the Beethro here, let's so best health path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's still too good. My zipper would need different spacing, and I can't build a zipper with the space that I have there. What am I doing? This one. So with the lack of space here, I'm gonna say this is not enough room to build a mechanism like that. Ooh. Like what I was thinking. Maybe there's another health mechanic that hasn't been explained to me yet that would allow me to toggle between paths without, like, permanently losing something by dropping a trapdoor. If I had, like, a long path from here to something, these all dropped. Yeah, so some sort of long path from here, some sort of long path from here. I mean, by moving back and forth, I only make this more desirable by one step, and this less desirable by one step. Like, if I had a speed potion, things would be different. Since Half moves at the same rate as Beethro, I don't think I can just cause him to toggle his paths like this, because every move he makes will bring him one step closer to where he wants to be. Beethro can make that one step farther away and make another path one step closer. Imagine, this path goes around here, this path goes around here, so I just have a little loop from here to here, and Beethro tries to change his preference, but if Half's preference from here is to go to this end, and I want to change it to be going to this end, he's taken a step to get him closer to this end and get farther away from that. So even if they were equidistant, as soon as he takes one step, he's upset the balance too much for Beethro to be able to throw his weight onto the other end of it and upset it in the other direction, unless Beethro had a speed potion or Half could slow down somehow or something. That's just not how measured distance works in this game. And movement speeds and stuff. Oh dear. So I thought I understood something about this room. Here's my thinking. I still don't understand this room. I put in a lot of work. I learned a few things, maybe. None of those things appear to have a path to a victory yet. So I'm just going to take this as a learning experience. I went through an exercise, I learned what I could from this, and I'm going to walk away from this and do some other puzzles. I'll come back to that. Maybe on a new day, or after working with Half in some other ways, in other rooms. I'll have an insight that can let me do this. To use a Baba Is You metaphor, this fruit's not ripe yet. I tried to bite into it and it was too green and hard. Alright, so I'll let that fruit ripen, go elsewhere next time, and maybe eventually I'll be able to solve that. Alright, I'll see you next time for that.